Hey everyone, and welcome to F4 Obsessed. We're doing this kind of off the cuff today, so I apologize that this is not very organized, but as you can see, I made a PowerPoint, so it is quite organized already. I spent all day looking into this trailer, and so we wanted to kind of record and give our thoughts about it. And if you don't know, if this is your first time with us, I'm Ty, and my co-host is MC, and we talk about the show F4 Thailand from a very meta and symbolic perspective. We really like getting into the nitty-gritty details, so we felt like we just had to talk about this trailer. So
yeah, absolutely. So I got up this morning, I had an early call, and I checked Twitter because that's what I do first thing in the morning on my phone, and this trailer dropped and we were shocked. This never happens.
Yeah, everyone was saying too, the people who make the show, they don't do this for their other shows, so it was definitely shocking. And just the amount of footage that we got that was completely new, it was, oh my goodness. So yeah, I did the same thing. I woke up not at 6 a.m. was your time, MC. I woke up at 8, and which I typically wake up at 8 because I work from home and I don't have kids. And so I checked Twitter just like you, and I think somebody added both of us to get our attention. And I think there were several people that were talking about it on my timeline who have been following, F4 and following our show as well. And there was just already conversation about it by the time I was up, and they were adding us and have you seen this yet?
There was some people, there's a lady, and I forget her ad, but she it was 2 a.m. for her, and she's like, now I can't sleep. Yeah. It felt like this huge serotonin and adrenaline rush that I got this first thing in the morning. So my early call actually was just me thinking about this trailer.
Yes.
It was very distracting. I don't know how we were supposed to work after this.
Yeah. Oh Lord. It was very distracting. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So I think the first thing we're going to do is give our reaction. Even though we've watched this a few times, we're going to go ahead and watch it again because it's just so good. It's so good. It's so emotionally packed. So
well, I've only watched it twice. So
you've only watched it twice.
Yeah. To do my thread, which was kind of scene by scene, and the first time. So
yeah. Oh, and altogether it's so good.
Yes. Yay.
Yes. To the next level.
ต่อให้ฉันต้องเจ็บเท่าไหร่หรือใครจะว่ายังไงก็ตามสุดท้ายลึกๆในใจฉันก็ยังเชื่อในตัวเขาอยู่ดีไม่มีใครเป็นแบบกอย่าได้
That was from last episode.
Yeah.
Right? So
ไม่แปลกใจเลยนะว่าที่ผ่านมาอะไรก็หมุนรอบตัวเธอได้ขนาดนี้
ขอบคุณนะคะ
ก็ต้องช่วย
Oh my god.
ก็คุณเป็นแฟนผม
They're gonna be so great.
พร้อมจะแก่ขึ้นอีกปีหรือยังคะ
ถ้ายังเป็นอย่างนี้ต่อไปทุกอย่างมันจะพัง
จู่ๆพ่อกับแม่ก็บอกให้ฉันมั่นกับคนนี้เฉยเลย
ไม่ได้เป็นการคลุมถุงชนแน่นอน
โอ้ยครั้งนี้
Sure it's not
นะเว้ยแม่ทามฉลาดกว่าที่เราคิดอีกนะพวกชีวิตคนรวยไม่ต้องพยายามเข้าใจเขาหรอกอะไรที่ทำไม่ได้ก็คือทำไม่ได้อย่าฝืนเลยกอย่าบอกอีกว่านายกลับไปที่ของนายนะ
Love is about to be tested.
กูตัดสินใจแล้วไอ้โฟจะไม่มี
This is gonna be the next
แล้วเพื่อนมึ
episode.
งอะ
I know.
แตกก็แตกมึงคิดงี้จริงเหรอมึงจะให้โฟแตกจริงเหรอโกย่ามึงยอมรับเหยทำอย่างมึงก็แค่เด็กหน่อยเล่นกันนั่นแหละความรักมันน่าจะสวยงามมากนะแต่อย่ามาใช้คนอย่างพี่เลย
เคยคิดไว้บ้างไหมว่าอนาคตของนายจะเป็นยังไง
รู้ว่ามันก็ยากเลย
คงมีปัญหาอะไรเกิดขึ้นเยอะแยะเลย
แต่อย่าหวั่นไหวนะ ทุกความถูกต้อง มันมีบางสิ่งต้องแลกมาเสมอ
ฉันไม่ต้องการเธอกลับไป อยู่ในโลกของตัวเอง
ถึงหนูจะแพ้อะแต่ไทม์จะชนะค่ะ
หรือว่าครั้งนี้แม่ทำเกินไปจริงๆ กับความสมบูรณ์แบบ มันไม่มีคำว่ามากเกินไปหรอก
มึงบอกมาเลย มึงอยากทำอะไรอ่ะกูพร้อมช่วยเว้ย
ไม่มีใครรู้หรอกว่ามันจะจบยังไง จนกว่าเราจะเห็นผลลัพธ์มันกับตา
ของฉันมีความหมาย
แต่ฉันมั่นใจนะว่าถ้าฉันมีเธอ
อยู่ในโลกที่มีเธอทำให้โลกของ
เราทำมันสำเร็จแน่
ความหมาย
อ่ะ เรียบร้อย นี่ไงที่กูบอก ไลฟ์สไตล์ที่พวกมึงไม่เคยรู้จัก
โอ้ย มันจะไปเวิร์กตรงไหนวะ
ทำเอาอีก เย้
Okay, I didn't include that in my thread because I forgot about it. So this is great. Yeah,
So good. I noticed that you forgot about it, but I mean,
it's
like,
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Totally fine.
Okay. So-
Okay.
Okay. Before we get into this, because like, wow, that was insane.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I've been thinking a lot about communications theory in the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what this show is doing and like feeding the fandom so much with, you know, hey, the magazine press and the, you know, dropping the trailer and like feeding into the comments and the director being very engaged on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
is really understanding that the consumption of the show, like us, like F4 Obsessed, our show, is part of the experience of experiencing this. And so like getting us hyped with an awesome trailer like that is part of the show now, part of the
Yeah.
experience, part of the content, part of the communication. And having us be in communication with the creators and like giving them this feedback through this creation, through this reaction,
Mm-hmm.
is just part of the overall message and the enjoyment, and something that if you're not along for the ride right now, which is like me telling everybody and their dog and their best friend and their mother to watch this show, you're missing out on sort of that layer of the fandom experience at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is why, like, you know, a lot of people say, I want to wait till it's completely out to binge it. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be satisfying too. But the fandom aspect of it is just so enjoyable and it's so much fun. And I can't believe people are missing out on that. Like, there are a lot of shows that have premiered before that I've binged later, and I go back and I look at some of the stuff that happened while it was premiering, and I'm like, oh, I missed that. Like, I feel left out. So it's just brilliant of them to do what they're doing.
And this experience in and of itself is something that you and I are both super enjoying. And so like being able to participate in it is great.
Yeah, 100%. It's so great. So let's get down into like the breakdown. So,
oh my gosh.
All right. So like first things first, I definitely want to call this out because that necklace is being washed into a drain. And this is like typical of like the previous versions, like that he can't find it or she can't find it.
She can't find it. So it typically gets thrown into the water by the male lead, and then the female lead can't find it. Ren, the
Ren helps.
The secondary helps, like at least like that's happened a couple of times. Like it was into a pool with like a waterfall in the Boys Over Flowers Korean version. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. So this is great because this is like it does not look like it can be retrieved again. So that's interesting, because if it washes into like a drain like that, then
Is this the same scene as him crying in the rain?
it looks like it is. The coloring looks the same. It looks like there's a
brown-
drain. Well, it looks like there's a drain
Yeah.
in the far left of the frame when it shows him. Like it looks that's where it went, like on the edge of the lip of the sidewalk. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I agree that they could be fooling us and they could,
Yep.
misleading us into thinking it's the same scene. So yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into it when we get a better view of it, but I have a lot of thoughts about starting this trailer with an infinity symbol meteor necklace.
Yes, they showed at the end. So then we'll talk about it towards the
Yeah.
end. So then we get a shot of Tom's mom, Rosalind, I believe is her name.
Yes.
And that is kind of setting up the whole fiance plot, which we see a little bit more of. And then we have a shot of MJ punching the wall that's very fast, and it's so deliciously angsty. I'm so excited to see my boy get upset about something to that point. It's gonna be so good.
Quick note on Rosalind, behind her, it actually says time or Tom.
Oh, it
in
does.
writing.
It does. It says like his name.
Yeah, it says his name because I think that's his birthday party.
Oh, that makes sense because the costuming lines up.
Yeah, it's
Like,
his birthday
he's-
party, and like it's a big event because she always makes his birthday party about business or about like promoting like
Mhm.
their brand and like business connections. And so she's making this like a big event, but it's all about her.
Oh, I love that. I think that's absolutely delicious.
I mean, yeah, like that's his name right there. So
Yeah, that's great.
and then MJ is mad. Why is he so mad?
I know. So I said, like, why is he so mad? Why is my baby upset?
And I tweeted about this today. There's a like a special manga that focuses just like a one-off that
Mhm.
focuses just on the MJ character in Hana Yori Dango, the manga, Akira. And it like the male lead talks to him and says like, you're the reason that we're all together and we're okay. You're like the moon. If we're all the sun,
Mhm.
you heal us all. If you're not
Yeah.
around, we all fall apart. And so like that's what his character started to take on.
Mhm.
And I love it. And so like he's upset when he's worried and upset when F4 is worried and upset. And he's
Yes.
all about keeping them together because like that's part of him.
Right. And that's his dialogue in this same scene that we're going to see and a few other shots, which is like, how could you let this happen? Like, or is F4 really going to like not be together anymore? So this is makes sense because this is a part of his character and this is obviously a part of his frustration here. But I'm like, why is he punching the wall? Like that is so
Hot.
that's so hot.
Problematic as hell, but hot.
Yeah, exactly. Love it, love it.
And then we get a little shot of Tom fighting guards, which I think is also at his birthday party. And then we get this beautiful shot of Ren wearing a green sweater.
Yeah, it's green and white, which again, a lot of this trailer shows black and white being worn. And I like the theory that you had about it being kind of moments of change for the characters.
Change, decision. Like we talked about it being sort of like this pivot point within the story, or they have to make a major decision. And so that's what's been shown so far. And I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
And green is associated with Goya. So
yes,
that's why that is an important thing. And that's why you did the little green squiggle to be like, it's green.
Yes. I wanted to show that. So then we get this is the dialogue from the previous episode that's happening right now. Goya is Goya. I believe her, all that kind of thing. And they're fighting again. She's on top of him.
Yeah. wearing deep green. And this is interesting because we saw in the trailer for next week's episode, she was also wearing a deeper green color. Like it's almost like she's like growing within the version of herself. And that is so important.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into why it's important because we want to talk about it later when there's more plot to talk about, but it is very key to grow into the key version of yourself from a heroine's journey perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Heroine's journey. Woohoo. So then we get the shot of the chess table. And I love that this seems to be like a recurring thing with her character, with Rosalind's character. And also they show it later too with Rosalind and then again with Tom, which would be interesting that maybe they're making moves against each other.
Well,
literally.
chess is always sort of symbolically, if it's thrown into a story or a show, it's about, I have a strategy, I can see moves ahead, and you're walking into a trap.
Yes.
Like it's always got that sort of thing. And if people are like throwing the chessboard or not wanting to play or taking it away or, you know, getting rid of it, it's because they don't want to play the games. They don't want to go by the rules that somebody else has set for them.
Or they messed up and they didn't see something coming.
Yeah. Also that too.
Yeah.
But they still don't want to play by the rules somebody else has put them into, right? Like that. That's that trap. Yeah.
So then we get which I think you suggested that this was, I forgot what did you say this next scene was? Because you said you had an idea about it.
I think this is, so Goya, or the main female lead at one point is alone in the city. Like her family is left and she's alone. And at least in other versions, this causes like a super protection mode for the main male lead, and he ends up like sleeping overnight or being on full protection duty because something scary happens. However, it could be that he's just returned from his trip and has shown up at her door.
There's a lot of things. It's a lot of things it could be. The costumes don't really tell us much except for
he's wearing a suit.
He was doing something that he was supposed to be doing, some duty that he had to fulfill. And now he's back at her side. So that's great.
I have a question for you. Will there be a time jump?
I hope not. Actually, I don't think there will be. When they put in the prom scene thing, I have some ideas about that. There might be multiple things they're trying to resolve at once, as opposed to doing the time jumps that's like in the manga and in the Japanese version. But the Japanese version time jumps are more so due to the fact that they were trying to fit
different
in
seasons and other stuff.
So there's a lot of things they could do to prevent that from happening, but if they really wanted to, I understand too that time jumps are sometimes used to exile a character to like help their redemption along a little bit. So it's like you're banned from this kingdom and you have to go outside of it and then be a better person and come back when you're better or whatever. So but I don't particularly want it. So,
oh my God. Okay, Ty, are we going to get a trip?
That's probably what the water is. Gosh, I hope so. I
mean, even if it's just to the beach in the city.
Yeah. Like, please give us a trip. There's so many trips in the story. Like, and it's all the other versions they're going somewhere, but also they kind of, I guess they filmed this a lot during the pandemic. So they might be limited, but I'm just like, pretend it's somewhere else.
I did have an idea that maybe they're combining the beach trip time and the Canadian trip somehow, where maybe the male lead and the female lead, so Tom and Goya are like stuck somewhere. Like it.
That would fit this character better. Like for Tom seems to be more of a protective male lead compared to the other ones. Like he's a lot more attentive. I don't know how else to say it. Like he's a lot more protective and a lot more attentive, and like that would make sense that they would want to include that particular scene because
that's the Canadian arc, by the way. And I don't know if you don't know this, I'm Canadian and I'm obsessed with it because they get cold. She gets tricked, she gets cold, and he goes after her, and then they get stuck in like a cabin in the woods because of a snowstorm blizzard, and it is like so sexy because they end up having to have skin to skin contact to warm her up. Oh my god, I
so
love
good.
it. It's really hard to have snow in Thailand, so I get it.
There are plenty of things they could do, so they can get creative.
They could get creative, like where she gets wet and cold and or sick, you know, like I mean that might just be a repeat of the other arcs. I don't know. I hope they go somewhere. Trips are really, really important because you get away from yourself and you get and even like the text on this scene, things are revealed around you.
Yeah. So I forgot about that, but yeah, I think this is you saying I'm not surprised that all this time things have revolved around you. Because I compared the audio with the like later in the trailer when you talks, and that just sounds like her. So that's the head housekeeper lady. So she and it seems like this is probably said around the time where she gets to know Goya, because Goya is the maid, like
you
the
think
maid
this
plot.
is to Goya? She's saying this? I think so too.
I do. I don't see how it could be anything else.
Because like you're special. I'm not surprised things have revolved around you.
Yeah, because she's seen the towel, the pink towel, and so she knows the way the mother's reacting. So then when she finally meets Goya, and she'll be like, okay, like putting the pieces together. And maybe that's why
so smart.
They haven't met her yet. Yeah. Anyways, so let's go forward. So yeah, they have the water stuff, which is great because we've talked about this before, like water's cleansing, and this is like obviously a happy moment. It's like washing fears away, worries away, that sort of thing. That's great. And Dew looks adorable with his big smile.
Oh my gosh, everyone's been talking about Dew and his huge smile, and that they were hoping that he would actually get to use it. Because it's amazing.
It is big smile.
Yes.
He looks great here. I think the person all in white has to be Tom.
Yeah, I think so, because Dew is wearing something else.
Yeah, and I don't know who the other person is in the shot. Like it looks like her brother for some reason. It doesn't look like one of the other members of F4. So this
maybe this is the fishing village.
I mean, but do they even go there? Like, does the male lead and
Rui brings Makino back?
Oh, I forgot about that. But he did. But the male lead doesn't go.
He goes, but he doesn't. He isn't the one that brings her back.
Okay. This has got to be a vacation. It's got to be a vacation.
I hope so.
All right.
So maybe that's Win. Maybe that's Kevin.
Yeah, maybe. That's the only other person it could be if it was a member of F4, because it doesn't have a man bun. All right. Fun. Speculation. Love speculation. Okay, gosh. We get the Cunning and Kevin relationship stuff, which, oh my God, I'm so glad that this is so
we got
cute.
some.
Yeah, and it's so like it's so adorable. Like these two are gonna kill me.
I'm wondering if they're deciding. So this is my theory, because in a bit we're gonna see the double date.
Yes.
I actually think that they're gonna pull this up to spread it out throughout the show a little bit more. Just because like it is packed in at the end.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's in the last third of the show, and they could really use to start like the double date. He helps her out, all of that stuff earlier on, and then it feels more earned, I think, at the end.
Yeah. And that would be nice.
And you messaged me and you were like, her color is yellow. And I'm like, it is. So now I have to think about that a lot because he's wearing his Kitsune Maison shirt again, which is a Kitsune, of course, is a nine-tailed fox, which is commonly associated with seduction. It's like the House of Seduction shirt, basically. So is this the prep for the date, the fate, like the I deserve a date, or is this near the end? I don't know.
I think it's the former, but
yeah, I think
yeah.
this is the I want a date with you, Kevin. I want a chance.
Yeah.
Date.
Yeah, I think so. Or like you said, they're just spreading it out a lot more, and there could be stuff they're adding.
That would be nice too.
Yeah, it would be nice.
A nice treat for us.
Yeah, definitely. So then we get the scene where Tom is wearing the shirt that is her brother's, Goya's brother's, that we've seen.
And it says, "Who wants to be a millionaire?"
I think it's so
on it.
Cute. And it's like reddish and pink, like tie-dye, and
it's very bright pink.
Deep love. And this is before, I feel like this is probably gonna happen, like he stays over, and I can't remember exactly how the plot points line up right now in terms of this plot, but like he stays over at one point, and then this looks like it happens like right before his birthday party, like his
and that's exactly like where it happens.
Okay.
So he gets mad at the group, he leaves,
right?
Either post the fight, or it happens kind of in different places in different versions.
Yeah.
He gets mad at the group, he leaves, and then he comes back because he's worried about her. Shows up at her door and then stays overnight because he's jet lagged.
Yes,
that's happened. And then
that's right.
That's very close in the plot to his birthday.
Yes. That he brings her to, but the
the kidnapping plot is very close to his birthday.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
So they might rearrange some of the stuff, but we get a shot of her running in this lovely dress that has love written on it.
I think that is the fiance.
You think that's the fiance?
I think it's fiance. I do not think that is Goya.
It says love. Yeah, no, that's a too stylish dress. You're right.
Yes, it's the fiance, and this is brilliant of them because it looks like they're gonna like introduce the fiance at the birthday party. Which
happens in the Japanese version too.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and it also lines up like with the other shots in this trailer where I think there's like that shot again of with her in front of the time sign, the Tom sign, saying that this is not an arranged marriage. So yeah, so this is like all gonna happen at the same time.
I'm confused. I'm sorry. I mean, it's hard because you're like, I'm comparing like 6 versions plus the manga all together. And
it gets really
whatever.
confusing.
Tell me the story. It'll be great.
It'll be amazing.
I trust you.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. So then we get another shot of the chess playing type of thing going on, where the mom Rosalind is planning her next move, right?
Yes.
So this is her now going to fix things. If things keep happening this way, everything's to be ruined. So then she which I mean, this is the progression of the trailer, but this is what's going to happen. So
compare the chess metaphor to the Meteor Garden 2018, where she's always on the treadmill.
Oh, that's so true. I didn't.
She's always like that. She's always giving orders while she's on the treadmill, and that really ties into sort of the end game of it, in that she is exhausted. Like she's tired of bearing the weight of all of this, and then the male lead like steps up to help her out and take over, and she finally like has like a moment of peace and is able to be kind of healed by that, which I mean, I love that. Like it's great. I'm wondering if they're going to pull from that a little bit to have Tom outsmart her with Goya.
Yeah, because it
Like,
kind of happens.
like symbolically, that's
right.
important. If she's all about the game and she's all about putting these things, this couple through this, right? To say, I'm going to break you up and you can't resist this.
Mhm.
This is so good. But
Yeah.
it just to me tells me that the need is to outsmart her and to out strategize her and prove the power of F4 and Goya together.
Mhm. Ooh, I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So then we have the fiance plot is starting to kind of come up a little bit more. We meet our what's her name again?
Lita.
She says, she has the line here, out of the blue, my parents forced me to come engage this guy, which we know from previous versions that they end up liking each other a lot, and it's going to be interesting. She's super pretty. Oh my lord.
Mhm.
I
I don't think the male lead never really likes her. They like her as a friend.
Yeah.
He tries.
There's always the
Fakes
moment.
it.
Yes.
He fakes it.
He fakes it.
He is a Goya sexual.
Yes, but he gets flustered in like the Chinese version, and there's like evidence of that happening in like other versions as well, where he's like not really sure how to judge her, and like she also has like the strength that his
she's a
sister
lot like
has,
Goya.
Yeah, so he gets
some ways,
confused by that at some point. Like he doesn't really know how to deal with it, right? So, and he's growing up at that moment. Like he's growing up more, and he's like trying to figure out like, you know, what he does need to do, and he has all these divided loyalties. So,
and he tries to play by the rules that his mother has set for him for a while.
Exactly.
Right? And that kind of gets confusing in some of the versions where it's like, well, is he really into this, or is he not, or is he just lying to himself? And it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we get this is not an arranged marriage for Rosalind. Sure it isn't.
Oh Lord, it's so good.
That's at his birthday party.
Yes. So that's gonna happen at the birthday party.
Yeah.
And then right after that, we have a different scene where he like throws down the paper, which is in a later shot that we see where he walks into the room, and he's like really mad, like with this like envelope. And so he comes down and puts it down, which this could be about him upset about the marriage contract or something like that. So we don't have enough. The next shot is
him playing golf with one hand and
just whacking it.
People be like, hey, your mother is serious this time. It's like, yeah. And he's wearing the shirt that he wore with Goya on the date. But it's now on the outside rather than on the inside.
And he's wearing white underneath, right? So it's like, again, oh, it's so good to see it all still.
And then we get this moment where he walks into this like thing, and the flowers are provided by the flower shop.
It's so good. So that's when Goya sees. I hope this is when she like finds out that he is engaged. Like I hope that this all comes together. Like, who is this girl next to you? What is happening? Like, there would just be like so much angst. So we shall see.
Yeah. I mean, the mom tries to embarrass her a lot, you know. So I don't know. I love that it's a flower shop because it gives opportunities like this.
Yes, exactly. It's good. So then we get the dialogue. Do not try to understand the life of a wealthy person. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Don't force it. And I have a couple of things to say about this because this is you've said that the plot is the guy that she kind of goes out with a little bit, but then she ends up getting into something because of Tom's past, because of like who these people are connected to, and that leads to the kidnapping and all of that. So that could be who this is, but I do want to call out that there's like a job, and like I don't even know if it exists in the US, but I've definitely seen it in like dramas where you can go, like people will pay you to go wait for certain things to like come out. So like if there's like a new figurine or a new game.
Yes.
or
This
like
is I've seen this in dramas. Yeah.
It's in that one, the K-drama, the I'm Not a Robot one.
Yeah.
That's what she does. Yeah. So that's what they're doing, I think, because they're like camping
Okay.
out at like a mall or something.
Yes. And so this is the other guy
is
that
the-
she sort of dates.
That's what I
Okay.
wondered.
No. Okay. I thought this was Junpei, but no, it's not Junpei.
It's the guy who was a chef in the Meteor Garden 2018 version.
Yes. So he is actually well off, but he pretends to be not because he doesn't want to be treated that way.
Mhm.
And then it comes out. This is when Tom is away.
Yes.
So he'll be gone. And he will come back because he realizes that she is being tricked by this rich guy. And if she's going to be with a rich guy, it might as well be him.
Yeah, that's how he acts.
Okay, I agree with you. I do. I was like, this guy seems way too nice.
I know. Yeah. He seems
but
like
it also
someone...
seems like she's taken a job being a camper guy, camper person to camp out for things for other people.
Exactly. And he's gonna like show her the ways and whatnot. I love it. It's great. And it's also like perfect of the type of kind of job that she would take, because she's not interested in like cooking or whatever. So it's interesting. So then we have a shot of prom. This was so interesting. And a lot of people were like, prom, that doesn't happen in any other version, but it does happen in the manga. And I'm glad you told me, because I haven't gotten there yet in the manga. Like I typically just like will scroll around.
It's very late, and
it's
like people
late,
have to help him get back to prom and convince him and all of that. So I have to reread it because I do not remember what happens, but I do know that there is a prom thing.
Yes.
Again, I'm trying to keep a lot of stuff in my head.
Yeah.
And like be like, how are they gonna play this? Because it's not clear 1-to-1. Like they're just adapting the manga. No, they're adapting all of the versions.
Yeah.
Again, and like taking what they want from each of the versions. Prom being on the list is fascinating because it's never happened before for us.
Yeah. So I think because it happened so late in the manga, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be a part of
the dating plot, the fiance plot.
Is
that the fiance?
I was not thinking fiance.
That looks like her.
Oh my God, is that Tom?
Yeah.
Well, dadgummit. That's not what I was going to say at all. Okay. Never mind. Okay, you're right. I think that's probably exactly what's happening. Wow, I've been looking at this like all day, and I did not even think that was going to be Tom. His hair is different. It might not be.
It hits his walk. Okay, well, right. What do you guys think? Because we're confused.
Please tell us. Should have like a vote.
I kind of hope they don't do it the same way as the manga, like with the prom stuff, but it's fine.
Right.
I would like a quite solid denouement, where they are what?
What?
A denouement?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, it's like an ending and like making everything like feel good, because like some of the versions like Boys Over Flowers Korea, weird-ish, Hana Yori Dango, the movie, like yelling at each other on top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like I would like them to be ever together forever and happy. Thanks.
Yeah. Like not quite like the 2018 version, but
where they spent half an hour having marital bliss and product placement. Come on.
Yeah, that was so
fine.
Weird. It was fine. I liked seeing it. It was just very
the dance scene at the engagement / wedding. Come on. It was great.
There are very few people in this world that I know that enjoyed that scene.
I am one of them.
Are you serious?
I love it. It's so friggin' bizarre.
It's so bizarre. It's so weird.
Like,
I'm okay
yeah, no,
with
I just
weird, but
okay.
that just was so left field for me. It just was so weird.
We've gotten off this. Okay.
Sorry.
And then the bottom corner where
Mhm.
we see Tom being pulled away and
Yes.
and her like being like, I think this is when she breaks up with him.
Yeah.
And because
Mhm.
when he's taken away in other versions, she doesn't know when she has to like go and find him. But I think this is when she breaks up with him because of her mother or his mother
Mhm.
blackmailing her friends basically and threatening to destroy them. And then she leaves.
Yeah. It looks like it. Because, yeah, for a lot of reasons. She is acting the heck out of that. I'm so excited. Okay, so now we're back at the next episode. Jumped
He's
back.
wearing black. You have no idea how huge this is.
Yeah, he's wearing black. And this could also be like, again, I don't know, there's so many things the black and white
He could be wearing black more often after this moment, right? Because he is serious and cares. Like that's another thing.
Mhm.
I'll go into his clothes in a future episode, but
Yeah.
he does not wear patterns and
Right.
black.
Right. And
now he does.
yes. And because we're on the color topic, the shot on the bottom, he's wearing pink. I don't want to call that out. Yeah. So
and he's worn a striped pink shirt when he was technically alone with Goya before when he first noticed her. But it was only a little tiny bit of pink on one of the arms.
Oh.
And now this is the whole shirt.
It's like in pieces though. It's like pink and white and blue. Oh my god. Oh, the color stuff is killing me. So
look at him being a white knight there though. The fight. We know
the fight scene.
Yeah, the fight. They're like maybe it's time for F4 to break up. Oh.
Yes. I love that Tom kicking the trash can. Like, I love getting when he erupts, like when the male lead erupts like that, it's always like so great for me because it's like, again, we're doing this thing where we take 5 steps forward and like 3 steps back and it's just or more than that. And it's always good to see him lose his temper because it adds to the angst. So
it's really important in this story that we see him regress almost constantly.
Yes.
Because he's always moving forward. And it's such an important analogy and analog for a change journey. Because in a change journey, so the most common sort of change journey that people go under is trying to quit something rather than or like I'm trying to start exercising, right? Like so when you kind of equate it with this, but Tom is trying to figure out the true version of himself, and that's going to take iteration and trying and mistakes. And the most important thing is that if you mapped it out, it looks like a wave basically through his journey, and he's going to go up and then he's going to go down and then he's going to go up and then he's going to go down. And the most important thing is that he's still continuing forward and going up towards his true self.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all a part of the journey, right? So then we get the fight continues in the hallway, and then it continues further in the bottom left. Are you really going to break up F4? Which he's saying that it looks like it's to Cabin, but I think Tom
to hell
must
with
be in the
him.
room.
Maybe it's time for F4 to break up.
Yeah, but then he says in the bottom left, MJ adds, "Are you really going to break up?" I think he says that to Tom.
Yeah.
Because he must be there. Because that's Tom's house. Because that's one of the maids in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then we get our white knight, like you said, Ren, and he's saving her from what looks to be more red card shenanigans.
Yep.
It's interesting.
I have thoughts. So like literally last night with my friend Kitsune on Twitter, she's like talking all about how she just wants to see Ren bridal carry Goya. And I'm like, you got your wish.
There it is. You know
Oh
what's
my
funny
God.
so in the previews or the first trailer or basically there was the proof of concept stuff that we got where we got like a bunch of different shots that don't show up in the actual show. One of them was Ren carrying Goya, and I watched it and I'm like, I really hope that actually happens, because like they could have just done that as like a chemistry thing, and again as like proof of concept or whatever. And I was like, we might not actually get that in the show, and here it is. So yeah, I was wanting it too. I was like, please Lord, let that be in there.
Like,
and here
part of this, and I know like we just went into this, like how people are like, no, Ren, go back to France. Like, he is such an important part of Goya's journey. He's a really important part of Time's journey, or Tom's journey. I keep on calling him Time. Sorry.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
My brain just like reads the word and then says it. So, but why he's really important for Tom's journey is because he knows, and he needs to know, that Ren is always in the wings waiting for him to fail.
Yeah.
And that's like part of his like beast like mode, right? Like he needs to constantly feel like if he messes up, he will be there to take his place.
Yeah.
And although Goya's not there, Goya completely, like, that's part of the next arc, is really Goya cementing her feelings for Tom and understanding her feelings for Ren. It's still really, really important for Tom.
Yeah. I think that he looks at Tom here at the end. I think like he shows up. I think Tom gets there late. I think this was not Tom's doing, right? This was a misunderstanding of some sort, and Tom tries to get there, but he gets there late and sees that Ren got to her first. Because again, like you just said, like this is all a part of the process that they have to go through.
Yeah.
So just so good. Yeah, so then we get like this fight. I just watched the Japanese episode, the Hana Yori Dango, the episode
when they fight
7. Yeah, I watched episode 7 where they fight today, and it is so epic. Like, it's so epic in every version.
They fight in the street, right? Like it's like the middle of the street somewhere.
It's right in front of where the billboard was.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's the same thing. I think in Meteor Garden 2018, they fight on the street. And here we are fighting in the water, in the rain.
Yeah, I'm so happy they're back in the old stadium, because the old stadium is like their court, like their corrupted court of their castle. And like they're like, this is so good because it's like symbolically showing like how disparate we are. And we get was it Ren? I couldn't tell who it was. I thought it was MJ.
It was Ren, and it's perfect that it's Ren.
Because of the toy metaphor / symbol of, well, you think Goya is a toy, you know, you stole my toy to begin with. This is all about a toy, but it's not about a toy. It's about a person. And they've been talking about it because the writers are really smart, and they've been laying this groundwork because they know where things are going, and they're making it they're making it feel so much more earned when these lines come up.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's so good. The fact that he just calls him out like that is so excellent. And then it's in the rain. Oh, makes me happy. So then we get the shot of Kevin, and he's explaining, or like they show the ex-girlfriend, which is crazy. I didn't think they would show that, but they show the ex-girlfriend. They show something bad happened between them, and he's upset and he looks hot. And then he's
explaining it to Kanging.
He's explaining it to Kanging. Yeah, he's telling her the story of what happened to him. And he says, love may be a beautiful thing, but it doesn't apply to me. It doesn't apply to you. All right. Next scene.
Yeah, because he's also under a curse. Like that's the important thing. The community needs to be healed. These boys are all under a curse. And it all starts with Tom and Goya, but the rest of them need to be healed too.
Exactly. Oh. All right. Then we get the scene at the zoo. And one I thought this is like driving me crazy today was that the title card that shows up, the change because of love thing.
Yeah.
It's the only one that has little dandelion seeds in the shot.
Oh,
Did you not see this?
no.
Oh my God, I posted on Twitter about it because I was freaking out. It's the only one. All the other ones, like Change for the Dream, Change for the Future, Change Because of Love, is the only one that has dandelion seeds floating in the sky next to the words.
That's awesome.
It's because dandelion's a weed, Goya's a weed. It's perfect. And the sky is blue and pink.
I didn't talk about this last week, so I'm going to talk about his fanny pack. And I'm going to talk about the bear.
His fanny
And
pack.
I'm going to talk about some symbolic animal stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, Tom is an apex predator. He's either a leopard or a tiger, depending on what scene he's in. Sometimes he's wearing like black leather. It's all skins, right? It's all animal skins. He's the beast. He's wearing a fanny pack. Dudes don't wear fanny packs like that anymore. I mean,
it is coming back.
It is, but I think he's wearing it because it's got stuff for Goya in there in case she needs it.
I love that. Also, another
that's
funny
my
thing,
headcanon. If he never uses it, that's my headcanon. He's got a first aid kit in there. He's got Tylenol. He's got a pad that's way too big just in case she needs it.
I mean, also in all the other versions too, when he shows up for this date, for the double date, he's always dressed a lot more flamboyantly than the other guy. And that gives the other guy a lot more, kind of fuel to
poke at him,
make fun of him. Yeah. So I think that might be what they're trying to do here. It's like, oh, let's give him a fanny pack, which could be for the reasons you said, but ultimately it might be for the other guy to be like, this guy, like, who's
my
this
headcanon?
Yeah.
If he never opens it, it's like that. And then she's wearing a bag that has 4 boys on it and says boys.
That's so bizarre. Like, how could they be so?
And she's holding a black bear with a little red bandana around its little neck. And in so many ways, the teddy bear is associated with Ren versus the tiger/leopard.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so much going on. And she's wearing Ren's colors with her colors. And there's a lot going on. How did he convince her to go on a double date? I don't know.
Well, because it's usually that. Yeah, that. I think I know what you're saying. Is that in the preview dialogue, he says, "I'm going to give you a F4 date." But in all the other versions, it's all that she makes him do this because Cunning wants to do it basically with her boyfriend. So
yeah.
And I think also the sister plays a part there, at least in the Japanese version. Like the sister suggests it to the female lead. So that all gets, So I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Well, we'll see. Hey, it's only a few days.
It's going to be forever. So next scene, I know it will be difficult. There will be lots of problems. This is said by Tom.
Yeah. Do you think that that's her asking, like, have you thought about what your future will be in this scene that's showing?
Maybe. Potentially. It didn't sound like her to me. Like I listened to it a few times and I was kind of confused. But it does line up what they're trying to show us, at least for this trailer, the story that they're telling with the trailer. And also to note is that she's wearing a nice fancy dress or top, something that's cut like that. It seems like it would be like something nice. And then he's not dressed nice. So I don't know what's going on in this scene, unless she's wrapped in like a towel or something. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about the train?
Oh, the train.
People are saying that's her brother.
I think it's the brother. Yeah.
I was like, is that her brother? Like question mark. Cause I kept on second guessing myself. I'm like, I don't know. I hope so. Like I just thought he was tall, like way taller than her.
Wait, is that the shirt that the person was wearing in the wet, like when they're in the sea? Is that the same outfit?
Maybe.
Should I go back?
Go back.
That's the same shirt.
That's the same shirt.
All right.
That's her brother.
So okay,
that's
so
the fishing. That's the fishing village.
The fishing village. Holy moly!
I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My mind is absolutely blown.
Maybe.
It could also just be. They could also still be. I mean, if it happens on the same day, this is it could be happen before they send him off or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, we'll keep going. Get stuck on so many things.
We get them very close together.
Looking like
Ren
they're
and
about
Goya.
to
Yep.
change for the dream. I love the way that they pair these up with like different things because like and that's what happens, right? This is like what we've been talking about. Like that's you're growing and you're changing for many, many, many reasons. All of this is all a part of it. And her crush on Ren and having that friendship there, it's like really important. So that's great. And then we get Miss Yu again, who again is a head housekeeper, and she is fully on their side now. And she says, don't waver. In everything, in every right thing you do, something has to be traded off. And that's like really important because I mean, that's like I don't want to overthink it too much, but it does seem like in everything that he does, there is like a consequence, in everything.
But he has to be willing to accept the consequences of what he wants, that's part of it.
And that's what she's trying to tell him.
She's got a bag behind her.
Oh my God, and a cane.
She's leaving. This is advice before she leaves.
She's leaving. Oh yeah, okay. I'm on board. Interesting. All her like final advice to him. So then we go
Tesla
back. Yeah, we're going back to the double date, and it's Tesla who is Cunning's boyfriend. That
guy
time.
she's seen. Yeah. Can I just say, a guy named Tesla, and he looks like he's got an infinitely punchable face. So are we against Tom? No, because we know the plot. But
yeah, this is a whole miscommunication plot line that is really, it's always really hard to watch for me, but I don't know, it's still
it's
good.
important because she doesn't always understand what he's thinking, and they need to communicate more. And
exactly.
This is also the time in the Japanese 2005 version that he gives her a new phone.
Yes, which is what I think that's going to happen
over
next.
The communication issue symbolism.
But then it creates more miscommunication in the Japanese version because like the phone goes missing, and oh my God. And that's on all the other versions too. So that's exciting. So then we get several quick shots. We get the change for the future thing where you see several different shots. Like that's one where he tosses the pieces off the chessboard.
Because the chessboard, I hate this game.
Exactly.
Like I don't want to be by your rules, Mom. And we get Cunning and Goya having hugs and her crying. So I think the hugs are probably going to be around her being blackmailed or like, my dad is being transferred away. That's always kind of like what Rosalind uses, or Tom's mom uses against her. And then I do think the crying is probably because we don't see what she's wearing, but I do think it might be the post Tesla breakup, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or the post dating Kevin.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
and how embarrassed she was after, enough to cry at the bottom of an escalator.
Yeah. It definitely matches up with like after she finds out that the other guy was cheating on her, and then that's when the Kevin character shows up. That's at least that's how it is in the Japanese version. So maybe it's that. I put a little time thing in here to remind me of a note that I had. So there's like a funny, like, the thing that they're showing here, that they're doing in this particular part of the trailers, they're telling us that like, at some point you're running out of time to like change and grow, and like, and it does feel like that, especially at the end of high school at the end of like this time of your life. Like it feels like you have to make a decision and you're running out of time. So
And
that's
they've
what
already brought it up once in episode 3 on the bus when he's talking to his sister. So
Exactly.
that totally makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly. And then that next shot where we see like the time has come, like, and this is, you know, time's up almost. And he leaves with his animal skin on. And like you said, I think you contemplated it's probably just the part where he leaves in order to protect her because of the stuff that's happening with his mom and his mom being threatening.
And some versions he is taken by people, right? After she's out of view, right? Like after he is taken. So Meteor Garden 2018, they are kind of living together, cohabitating, or he's living in the house next door to her.
Yep.
And this, like, to me feels like they are like in that, like he wants one last hug or one last embrace before he leaves, but then they little do they know that he is about to leave because his mom takes him away.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we get sort of a mix up of the Tom charging in and then her charging towards the house.
Yeah, and she says, I may lose, but Tom will win, which I love this line. Like, what a cool line.
So much like the 2018 version when he's starving himself in the house and she runs to save him and to convince him to give up on her. And then they decide to hold strong together. I don't know. I hope that happens. It's so good when they're touching the door.
Yes.
Like, when they're touching the door on either side, that was like just brilliant cinematography and like direction and choice. And like that, there's this barrier between us. And like, I really hope when they have an opportunity to pull from the 2018 version, because some of the things are just so good that they will.
Yeah, I agree. That's cool. And then we get I think you've gone too far this time, which has got to be either the fiance stuff or it's got to be the I don't know, you just put it in my head now, so I'm like, it's probably the starving plot. I don't know.
She's back for the starting plot usually.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that lines up with the other versions. Yeah.
Like how dare you basically keep your son locked away in a house and he's on a hunger strike and you're okay with it. But perfection, there's no going too far.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get the tell us what you want to do. We're here to help from Ren. And you see
F4 unite.
Yeah. Exactly. Like let's
I love them. I love that he pulls back his hair because he means business.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, MJ, I love you so much. Like, is this
his
what you do?
Sparkly shirt. Like,
it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. So that seems like that happens later, like when they're helping them stay together and be together and all that. And then we get the line from the flower shop owner that says, no one knows how it will end until we see the outcome with our eyes.
Yeah. I love that he spritzes them.
This is a meta telling us to not do what we're doing right now.
I know. But we gotta, we're F4 obsessed. Okay, let's talk about the airport briefly.
So that's gotta be Kevin.
It's Kevin.
Tom's not there. So my theory is that they're going to help her get a ticket to go after Tom.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been thinking about it all day because I was like, what is this? This makes sense that like this is them telling her she has to get on the plane and carrying her towards the gate. Basically.
Absolutely.
Or something, right?
Or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I love them fighting.
Yeah, that's great. It's so
cute.
good. It's so cute. And it's not enough. I'm like, oh, give me more. Like, are you serious? And I love that they're all like, it seemed like, by the way, it seemed like Tom was wearing a like kind of a light green color. You can't see it here, but in the video on YouTube, it looked to me to be like a greenish color. So yeah, that was interesting. And they're also happy. So who knows what this
They're
is.
throwing
Who knows?
food and like I thought this was the location that they were at previously where Tom was playing with the VR set. So like it's like Cavan's house, I think. I think it's Cavan's house.
Okay. Oh my god,
so
they're
they're-
having a slumber party.
They're having a slumber party, which they've done in other versions like 2018 and then those like, well, we got to sleep differently and like
It's so cute.
I
so
love
cute.
them. I want more F4 cute scenes like this and punching scenes because I'm a sucker for them for the angst.
Yeah, there's something that's so genuine about these four guys that have been friends since they were babies. Like it's so cute. So then we get this is a bunch of stuff. Ren gets hit in the back of his head. And then Tom says, damn it, and like punches something or throws something on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we see an F4 card.
Yeah.
I got comments about all of this. Okay. And then we see a person wrapped in a sheet.
Yes.
Approaching Tom in what looks like pajamas, maybe. Okay. So first, Ren getting hit. Somebody on Twitter, did I write down the name? Yes. Hannon or at Nero929 said, okay, so in the manga, this is very much like what happens where Ren is like, where is she? And he's on the phone with Tom. And it's the kidnapping plot.
Oh, sweet.
I think.
Okay.
And I agree. I think it lines up with that because in the manga,
that's okay.
The fake red card is given out and that triggers the kidnapping plot.
Oh, that's why it doesn't look like the other ones.
It doesn't. And I was going to bring up the fact that it is not their embossed, shiny F4 card. It looks like it was printed at Staples. So
yeah.
That's the fake one. That's the fake red card.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, totally. That's exciting. And that might lead us to the thing that happens with Goya with the stadium. Oh my god. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the girl that's wrapped in the blanket or sheet, I do believe that is the fiance.
I don't.
Why?
It's his house.
How dare. It happens at his house. It happens
at
his house.
When?
Yes, it does. You don't remember that? Okay, like super spoilers. Like, but yeah, the fiance gets like into his bed and takes off her clothes.
In the manga?
In the Japanese version.
Okay.
In the Chinese version, they're at the sauna thing, but in the Japanese version, they're at his house and she gets
fine. You're right. I rewatched the Japanese version a while ago and then I like catch up on scenes, but yeah, okay, fine. You're right. Yeah. that's our fiance, so that's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the fiance.
Yeah. Which is okay. I didn't know what to do with this information. Tom is on her lap and she's about to kiss him or something. And they're dressed the same way. I don't know what to do with that. I
feel like that's got to be like much later. That's got to be.
Like,
and they're in a nice, it's like a nice house. Like it's not where he's staying across the street from her, like, or anything like that. So yeah.
Is that his house? I can't tell. Maybe that's his house because we've only seen the dining room in a dark shot.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is like in the background. So yeah.
And like maybe it's sub-maid plot, which we haven't seen anything from. Like maybe it's part of the maid plot, like where they're hanging out together in his house. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm brain 404 at Arrow. She just has love. So that's I don't know. And that's then great. She's crying on the train because she's leaving and she's leaving him and broke his heart. And I mean, but he couldn't protect her, so it's justified. And
she has to leave to go be with her family. So then the next shot is our little necklace and the line is, as long as I have you, Or was it? Yeah, we will make it.
We will make it.
Again, they're doing this thing with the trailer. They're like telling us, they're walking us through this. They're like, don't think about how we're going to get there. You're not going to know what's going to happen. But at the end, this will happen.
As long as you don't count them out until the end, right? Like it's going to be a journey. You're going to have to go through a lot. You might have to give up some stuff, but we're going to make it.
Exactly.
And it's an infinity symbol. And there's one, so like the meteor ties to the meteor that's on her shoe. It looks like that, except that there's one little like thing that's floating up towards her to join her. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I was like, what is the little dots on the tail end? And it looks like it's like a bunch of stars or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
I kind of thought like to me, like it's like F4 and he's up there joining her.
Yeah, that's sweet. Very sentimental.
I don't know. I love it. And I mean, originally the necklace, and we'll probably go into it.
Yeah.
Like way in advance. It comes during the maid plot.
Yeah.
Typically. And it was originally Saturn, and it looked like Saturn for many of the versions. And then it started to be a meteor. In Meteor Garden.
Yeah. I was
And
gonna say,
it's an improvement. I like the meteor concepts. And we get the best of all the worlds.
Yeah, I love it. It is funny to me the Japanese version went back to it being a Saturn. I was confused when I watched that, and then I found out that it was always a Saturn from the manga. So yeah. But this is great. This is a pretty necklace. And you also have that idea, just like with the Chinese version, that he made this specifically like for her. Like there's some symbolic meaning in that and whatnot. So
he understood the symbol associated with her, and he made it for her. Yeah,
exactly.
Love it.
And then we just have this last little scene that is so cute. And I love that they ended on something like happy, because again, it's reminding us like this is a happy story. Like it's gonna have a happy ending. It's gonna be okay.
They're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a theory. Where is this?
I think this is in the house like near Goya.
Yeah, the one with the for sale sign that he's totally gonna buy to be near her, and then not tell her that he's near her, but protecting her. And he's never invited F4 over, like the rest of the F3 over to visit him in this. And I love that they're all like having soup or ramen or noodles or something and watching like the drama.
Yeah, that's that drama that they were watching previously. I'm pretty sure. Like it looks like the same characters and everything.
It's like flowers over boys, or
boy
something.
over flower. Yeah.
Boy before. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's like that. And now they're watching the drama and they're into it.
Yeah.
And he's showing them like what Goya showed them.
Yeah.
Around a meal, watching, like, or at least that feeling of being a family, and like that's his found family.
He's passing on the elixir. He's like telling them like, hey, look at how great this is. Like, and I love that they're like, this will never work, but they're not understanding what he's doing. Like they think he's just trying to hide out and trying to like, get Goya this way. What?
I'm just looking at their costuming.
Oh yeah, no, it's so good. It's
what
so good.
Is going on with Ren's outfit? He's got a leather armband.
Yeah, like a patch.
Yeah, like so he's back joined. I gotta go into the whole knight thing with you about how they're kind of like his knights, but that's all through their costuming. And like he never wears leather except for his leather bag, and now that's physically on him.
It's not. I don't think it's leather though. I think it's just black. Like
it's just black, but it looks shiny, which is like his thing. And then he's also pink. He's cut in half. He's like pink and white, and he's got a flower.
Yeah.
Or is it like, no, it's a dandelion.
It's a dandelion, like a weed.
Oh my God, what is going on with him?
And I think like that's just a part of it, right? Because like they're all in this type of setting, which is unusual. And also like MJ's wearing a lot more white than usual. And
Yeah.
he's typically
And he's got a
usually
red
wearing-
armband.
Yeah, he's got red and
What is going and Cavan is wearing yellow,
yeah.
blue.
Again, they're like getting more complicated and more complex and growing up. I love it. I love it so much. And I love that like
this is gonna drive me nuts.
yeah, of course it will.
What is Time wearing? He's wearing like a
yeah, it's got like a I can't tell if it's like a girl. I think it's a girl, like a kind of a pinup style illustration with a happy face on her toes.
all right. Well,
Yeah. Something like that.
you be you, buddy. He's trying to
Yeah.
dress like the peeps.
I was gonna say, I think it's again, I think it's more about the coloring and like I'm sure that's like a really expensive
I know.
shirt from somewhere. Like I'm not gonna say
Like
that he's-
even his love shirt that I was like, this just looked like made. I was like $1,000.
yeah, like he's wearing like Prada and Saint Laurent, I'm sure, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, it's great. It's good, and I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited to see what happens next. They're packing in so much emotion to every single scene. Like somebody said, I think I was scrolling through the comments on Drama List, and somebody said this version is just so thrilling. Oh, it wasn't Drama List, it was like on the trailer itself on YouTube, that this version was so thrilling. Like there's just so much stuff that happens in like the manga, and there's so much stuff that so many plot points, but like they've decided to take the most exciting stuff and really pack in all of the emotion and pack in all the angst and the happy moments as well. So
and there's
I
not
love
really
it.
time to like the downtime is when you have the character to character moments
Mhm.
and you're dealing with deep emotional stuff. It's not like there's boring bits.
Yeah.
They're just going from intense phase to intense phase.
Yeah, they really
But
are.
they sit with those moments with the characters long enough for us to process them. It is
Mhm.
very, very smart storytelling. But we've been saying this now for 5 episodes and now a new trailer.
Mhm. Yeah.
This was an unexpected treat.
It really was. It was really great.
I was not expecting to sit down and record for a very long time on this. So we should probably wrap it up because we got another episode to record in a couple of days from now.
I know. This is so much. I love it. It's not, I was gonna say it's a lot of work, but it's so much fun. So
It's
I
so much
enjoy
fun.
it. It's not work when it's fun. Well, it is, but it's
Well,
fun.
we are F4 obsessed, and
Yeah.
it's been really a lot of joy to hear from people that we're helping you become F4 obsessed and that you're
Yeah.
enjoying what we're putting out. So we wanted to kind of show our faces and thank you for coming along on this journey, because you're making the community around this for us so much better, that you're joining in the conversations and you're participating and bringing up ideas and speculation and talking about symbolism and getting into the symbolism the same way we are, and
Yeah.
I love it.
It's really cool. All the different perspectives that everybody's bringing into the comments is so exciting, and I love it. It's one of the coolest projects I think I've done ever. So I'm so glad you guys are on board with us. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. I think we can wrap it up, and thank you guys so much for watching. All right. Bye guys. See you in a few days.
See you in a few days. Bye.